Hello, folks. Welcome back to Pigs in Blankets. This is episode 2. The date is Monday, the 6th of April when we're recording this. This will be out on the Wednesday. We're out every Wednesday, I believe, at 3 p.m. My name's Ramon, and we've switched sides, haven't we?
No, I'm on that side of you. Now I'm on that side of you.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Is that how it was before?
I'm on the left-hand side now. You're on the right-hand side, I'm on the left-hand side.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. So we're here every single week. As I say, my name's Ramon. I do YouTube. And this gentleman over here is Ben. Introduce yourself, Ben.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, thanks for that, Ben. That was really in-depth, and I appreciate that. We done our first episode last week, which was really good, a bit late in the day, and we're jumping onto another one now. And what we normally do is we just run through the hot topics, really, of the last week. There's been quite a few bits, so I'm going to fire off with topic number 1, and I didn't even think about it again, see? This is where you've got to be organised, Ben. You've got to use your clock thing on your... And you said this to me last week. If you was organised, you would have done it. But the thing is...
We won't swear in this place by saying the org word.
Well, I don't need to because look at that. The clock is on. That's amazing. I did that all by myself. So the topic of the day, the first question of the day, I just done a video about this actually. Kanye West is headlining Wireless Festival and it's triggered outrage in this country for some reason. And sponsors are pulling out, even calls to ban him from the UK. Should an artist with a history of controversial statements still be allowed to headline major festivals? So we don't have to just stay on him. We can kind of go around anything. But what do you think about the apparent banning of Kanye West?
I mean, I've not really read into it or anything. I've seen like stuff being thrown up or people angry at that, but who's really angry about it?
Well,
he's a dickhead.
I'm not the biggest fan of him, granted.
But, yeah, I think in my eyes, everyone should be free to say whatever they want within reason. He's got his beliefs and all that stuff, as much as he's crazy, my opinion. But
well,
banning people from coming in, unless they're terrorists, come in.
Yeah, I feel the same way with it because Keir Starmer is. Well, they've pushed it through now. They're pushing through. I don't know whether it goes through. I don't think it'll go to Parliament, but whoever, I think it's the Home Office. They're looking into reviewing whether he should be allowed to come into the UK. And so the question I've got then, if that's the case, as I said in the video earlier on, you've got the president of Syria coming, who went into number 10. You've got the stuff that we see in London. The IRGC isn't banned, so people from the IRGC can come to the UK. But Kanye West won't be able to. To me, like I know they're different, and I'm just trying to look at the overall. How the hell can you compare?
That proves my point, doesn't it? Where I say, unless you're a terrorist.
Oh right, yeah.
You should be welcomed in.
Yeah,
but this is just Starmer being Starmer. He hasn't got a clue. He hasn't got a clue what he's doing.
No, I agree.
And I just don't get him. I don't get him. I mean, my family were Labour through and through. And like I was in the younger days, but growing up, I'm like, politicians are politicians, they're all the same. It don't matter if Sunak was in, I think he'd have been banned, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking now, it says that over the weekend, he performed at the SoFi Stadium for his first gig in years since he was blackballed by the entire industry, with 80,000 people there. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of him, but he's clearly got his audience. Kanye West permission to enter the UK under review by ministers as wireless backlash grows. And as I say, I know that Pepsi have pulled out, PayPal, I think there's 2 or 3 other ones, like big branded names that have sort of said we're not going to... I'll rest it, Rockstar Energy drink, which I've never had anyway. They've pulled out of being sponsorship for the festival as well. But at the same time, it's like kind of, didn't we have, who was the guy last year, the IDF, deaf to the IDF, that fella.
The black bloody rapper dude with the dreadlocks.
Yeah, I think that might have been at Glastonbury, so I know it's a different circumstance, but you know what I mean? If you've got someone chanting that and they're allowed to do festivals still in the UK, I know Kanye's done some bad stuff, but I just think it's a bit of a drastic measure, but I think they'll push through with it. Like you just said, I think Keir Starmer don't have a clue what he's doing. And I think he'll just push through with it.
He's pro-Trump at the end of the day. Even though he's got his idiotic ways and
Mm.
Yeah. Me personally, I aren't bothered if he's not allowed in or not. I think he's an
Yeah, same
idiot.
here. Yeah.
But I think it's wrong that he's being banned. But it depends on what he's done. He might have done something that
Well,
we
what
don't
he
know of.
did, from what I know of, he basically said the world is controlled by the Jewish community, and he said, and he was selling T-shirts with the swastika on it. So that got him in.
There you go, then that's probably why.
Yeah. So
that'll be why.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of but I'm still on the fence with it because I go, well, if you've got to ban him for that, I think it's more the case of it's not applied to everyone. I think that's the problem I've got with it. It's not that it's him protecting him. Yeah. It's more a case of that. And I believe there was, he was coming over from Amsterdam or one of those. I believe she's like the blonde woman, the good looking woman.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like she was coming over to do a speech and she got banned because of,
she's like the government.
Yeah, like for slagging off the government, which she's got every right to do.
Can they ban me out the country then? Because I've fucking had enough of this place.
I thought you liked old Starmer. I thought you and him were old muckers. I thought you were.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. So So your view is you don't care if he is or if he isn't. You're indifferent.
I'm indifferent, mate. I think it's wrong that it's being banned, but after you just mentioned about the Nazi stuff,
you can see why, isn't it?
I can see why. Whether I agree with it or whether I don't agree with it, I'm saying nothing. But for me, I'm not bothered. I'm
not saying nothing against the Jews.
I will say stuff like
no. Whoa. Because
you know me, Gav. I don't like religion. Full stop. I don't like religion. Full stop. But
what about the holy religion of woman?
That's dark waters, isn't it? That.
Yeah, we'll leave that for another conversation. We'll get to another. Right. We'll wrap that up anyway, because again, this is probably going to change between now and Wednesday, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. As I say, this is Monday the 6th. By tomorrow or whatever, they will have a result of whether he is or he isn't. So the next one, it's got Girl Guide in UK banning trans girls has exploded into protests, resignations and non-stop online arguments. Well, he's clapping for this one, boys and girls. Is this about protecting spaces, or is it another flashpoint in a much bigger culture war? What do you think?
I think so. I'm that trans were banned from girls stuff. You know what I mean? There's got to be a point where you go, right, got to have girls, women's spaces, boys and men's spaces. You've got to have it, because otherwise society just crumble, which we're already seeing.
So what if a man identifies as a woman and wants to use that space?
Well, he's a man.
Okay.
He's a man, but he's born a boy. He's biologically a man. He's a man. I don't care if you have it lobbed off, go through all the chemical changes, whatever you're still a man.
Okay. And so what would you suggest for people who are transgender? Do you think that they should have a space, or do you think it's something they need to discuss? Or
I think they need to get a grip of themselves. They're clearly mentally unwell to think that they're the opposite sex. Now, people probably disagree with me. That's fine. But the fact is, you're either a man or you're a woman. And what you're born as is what you are. You can't change it.
What if you've got someone who's born, what's the technical term for it? With both male and female parts.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know it's a very, it's I know that's argument's used a lot.
I'm going to tell you works on hermaphrodites.
Yeah, we're only talking about I don't even know the percentage, but it's in small. So what would you do in that situation? Would you go with the person that...
Well, with hermaphrodites, it's been proven time and time again that only one genitalia works.
Right, okay.
So if your penis works, you're a boy, in my eyes.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Because that's a stronger gene.
Yep.
Or chromosome, shall I say. So in my eyes, yeah, if they're deemed to be a boy, they shouldn't be in. If their parts are working, then they shouldn't be in. I
do have a bit of a mixed feeling about it. I think I don't know what the answer is. I'm not saying I know what the answer is, but I do feel the same as you. But at the same time, I do go, well, there are people that are like genuine cases that of people that are that way. I go, but it's not to the extent of what we've seen explode over the last 18 months on social media, where everyone's fucking transgender. I remember as a kid, it was a thing. You know what I mean? There's people that who was the geezer? Wasn't he a boxing coach or something like that in England? and he changed over. He was like a famous boxing. I forgot his name now.
I can't remember, mate.
But he was like an English boxing guy for someone like Barry McGuigan, or he was a boxing coach or a trainer. And I don't think he got the operation, but he become a woman. I'm like, okay, crazy, but okay. But that happened when I was a lot younger, and it wasn't made of a deal because it's like, yeah, people are going to take the piss or whatever. But it was like, he's gone and done it. He's living his life, and it's not a big deal in terms of like the whole world has to change. Is what I'm saying. Like he's going to go and do what he's going to do anyway. Cool, dude, do what you want to do. I'm like that with it. If cool, dude, go and do what you want to do. The problem I've got with it is we've seen over the last 18 months, maybe a little bit longer, that it's this whole adopting thing that everyone else has to change in order to accept others. That's the problem I've got with it, and we're seeing it in sports. I think it was the last Olympics was it the Armenian boxer or that beat the living shit out of women, and now you go, well, you have the people arguing for transgenders going, well, you know, it's equality, blah, 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 it's a woman. I'm like, well, not really, because you've still got the physicality of a fella.
Have they been allowed to go into the boxing at the next Olympics?
I don't think they will be.
I'm pretty sure something come through saying that they can.
Well, that's going to cause even more problems then, because, I mean, I think there was one of the fights even in that Olympics, this transgender woman come out and hit someone, a biological woman, once or twice, and the woman just caved. Didn't get knocked out, just went, fuck this, I'm out. Because she knows that if she carries on, she's probably not going to get brain damage, but she could fucking hurt herself. So she's like, well, yeah. So she's like, I'm not going to do it. So she pulled herself out, and I'm like, that's not. It's those things that bother me more. I'm like, that's not fair on biological women who want to. So if they was to do a transgender thing,
that's fine.
I'm like, cool, go and do it. The other problem I've got is probably similar to you, and I think most men in this country is I'm not very keen on. It's always used, I know, but I'm not very keen on the toilets thing. Where if you go into a theme park or Alton Towers or wherever, and you've got your kids going into a bathroom, 4 or 5 years old, 2 little kids, then a geezer with a fucking beard goes in behind with big knockers. I'm like, that my kid shouldn't be having to deal with that. That's not my problem. That isn't my problem, and I sympathise, but that ain't my problem.
Well, in my eyes, if you've got a man, especially like nowadays, very few go through the sex change. Very, very few. If a grown man with all his bits still functioning, wants to go into a girl's toilet or girl's changing room, you know he's up to something.
Yeah.
Because and if they want to be trans, can they castrate them?
I think I feel a bit different. I think if someone goes through the whole thing, I'm not saying I'd still support it or I wouldn't, but
still a man, so it shouldn't be in the girls' toilets.
That's the problem, and I think something needs to be done. They need to have a conversation about how they deal with it. But I agree. I don't believe it should be the case where. I mean, we've seen it countless times over the last year or so.
Why don't they have a trans room?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Something has to. Yeah, something has to be done because it's at the case where we're seeing women. I can't even remember the locations, but I remember one of them was in America where there was a woman coming out of a changing room screaming, there's a guy in there, but the person came out and says, I'm not, I'm a woman, but, you know, fucking bigger shoulders than me. And I'm like, well, I can understand why the woman would be unhappy about it. So those things, that's the reason.
I don't care. I don't care what anyone calls themselves or whatever. It's none of my business. It's called personal life for a reason. I don't need to know. No one else does. But if you're saying you're trans, then have your trans spaces. Don't try to get into single sexes spaces because one of two things are going to happen. People are going to fight back and you're going to get hurt. Or you're going to end up getting arrested because we know you're up to something.
Well, the other thing as well is what it'll come down to is things like cost, because if they were to do it with bathrooms, which I think would be the right decision, I can't see that they're going to put a new toilet in every single establishment in the entire country. I don't even know how many toilets there are. 1 million. Let's just say there's 1 million toilets. Are they going to add another toilet everywhere? Of course they're not.
Oh, the thing is, they've got disability toilets everywhere.
Yeah.
So they can go use that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. But I think it's going to be something that's going to go on and on. But as I say, Girl Guide in the UK have been banned, have gone ahead with banning trans girls. And I think I agree with it for that example specifically as well, because Girl Guides, I mean, my sister went, is that the same as Brownies? Is that what that is? Girl Guides?
Brownies, Girl Guides.
Yeah,
and then you got Cubs, Scouts, but even Scouts is mixed anyway. and you got Beavers as well.
That's what I think I did. I did Beavers, then whatever it was after that. I think it must have been
Cubs
Scouts.
and then Scouts.
Yeah. I did those.
Well, no, Scouts is mixed.
Oh, right, yeah. My sister did the other one. She done Brownies, then Cubs or whatever, and then so that should be kept apart, I think, because that was for me personally, that was a big learning curve as well, because there were kids in there I fucking hated, boys that I hated it. There was, I remember, and we went to do the you go camping and all of that stuff, and it's just the boys kind of thing, and it was all part of my growing up, I suppose. It was all part of being. I remember the kid's name as well. I'm not going to say it, and I remember his name. He was a right little tosser.
It was all girls when I was in Scouts. I was the only lad in there.
Of course she was. Here we go.
Oh, they're all older than me. Like my sister's age, like 3-4 years older than me.
Oh, I bet you loved it.
I was a little bastard, I was.
See, and I remember that was where was at one of the camps and stuff, and that's where we had a radio on, because we didn't have phones and all of that at the time, because it was the late 90s, and we was listening to Frank Bruno versus Mike Tyson, that fight, the English fight, and that's what I'm trying to say. Them little things are little memories. I remember being in the bunk beds, and I remember it. My mate Nicky was always annoying everyone, because his answer to everything at the time was "Your mum is." And someone in the next room shouted out, "Mike Tyson's going to knock out Frank Bruno." And he's gone, "Nah, your mum's going to get knocked out." They all come in and jumped us. They'll come in and jump us and beat the shit out of us. But again, I remember it like yesterday, because they were like really funny memories. And again, it was that group activity of young fellas together, young boys together, and growing up and coming of age kind of thing. So I think that's an important part of young boys and young girls' lives, to do those sorts of things. You don't want the confusion, I don't think. I don't know, maybe times are changing, maybe we're old-fashioned, but I think it's going to be a bit difficult if you've got a bunk bed, 3 or 4 bunk beds with 8 kids in there, and one of them's a biological man, all the girls are getting undressed in their little underwear and all of that stuff at that age. I think that's a bit inappropriate for biological. I mean, some of those girls might be accepting to it. I'm not saying that, but I'm not cool with that. If I was a parent and my little girls go in there, I wouldn't be okay with that at sort of 12, 13. No, thank you. I'm not down with that at all. So yeah, as I say, the Girl Guide in UK banning trans girls has exploded into protests, and it's going to be so. We'll keep an eye on it, and I'm sure that we'll be speaking about it again in the near future, because it's something that's ongoing. Right, next up, here's one that I think people are going to be a bit on the fence about, and I think you might. I don't know what your view is going to be on this, right? So here we go. Calls for a second Brexit referendum are going viral again on social media, especially among younger voters pushing to rejoin the European Union. Would reopening Brexit fix anything, or just drag the UK back into years of division? Before I throw it over to you, I want to say that Keir Starmer in the last 7 days has put out things on social media stating that he's had meetings with what's the lady you said earlier on over in
von der Leyen.
Exactly. And talking about how they're bringing our relationship closer together and all this. So that I believe that they're kind of pushing in that direction. And the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, put out a letter on social media saying how much he loves the EU and we should rejoin them. Before I say mine, what's your view on that particular subject?
Well, Brexit hasn't happened yet, has it? Let's be honest. It's not happened.
No.
Because we've always been joined to the EU. So, we're leaving, then we're going to do what they tell us to do. And it's like, we haven't left them. So we're still in the EU, even though they say we've done Brexit. My view, yes, we do need the EU for trade. But a lot of our rules already align with the EU anyway. Do we need to join? No. You shouldn't have to join the EU to have trade. I'm sorry, it's just bollocks. It's bureaucracy. We don't have even full control of Northern Ireland.
True.
Because of the border of Ireland and Northern Ireland, they'll start a war.
Yeah.
Well, if they want to start a war, they'd be doing it already, regardless of the EU. And then they're going about defence and stuff like that. Well, we've got NATO, which we're all part of. So again, you don't need the EU armed forces because we're already together in NATO. You've had the referendum already, 2016, I think it was.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And
it's not happened.
And it was actually twice, because I believe they'd done a referendum, and then it was the general election, or it was the general election, then a referendum. So they'd done it twice, and they kind of based both on whatever it was, and they said, right, we'll do the first one. And I remember it being in Parliament and them saying, well, people didn't really understand or whatever it was. Then they done another sort of vote, and people actively went out again to vote, and it was 17.4 million people voted for Brexit.
Yeah.
So,
well, don't forget when you're voting, even though they call it democracy, governments can actually turn around and say, actually, we're not going to do what you want us to do, we're going to do it our way, which is what they do anyway.
That's exactly what they've done here.
Yeah, so they don't have to listen to us as voters. They don't have to, unfortunately, because they do everything for the crown, not for the people. Their oath is to the crown. So for me, no, stay out of the EU. They've got their own issues that we don't need to get involved in. And I can see them falling apart. Poland wants out now. Half of Germany wants out. So, they're crumbling.
I mean, to be quite honest with you, if you look at Europe as it stands right now, it's not looking good. It says here, I mean, this is just, I've just randomly just searched. It says breaking, this is from the 1st of April, breaking, United Kingdom Prime Minister stop the entire nation to do his part in the announcement of a new global order. It appears the UK are looking to rejoin the European Union, with Ursula von der Leyen just leaving Australia. Are we rejoining the EU? So again, it's a topic of discussion.
You won't publicly join. What he'll do it through the back door.
Yeah.
He'll try to join different schemes, which he has done with the student scheme that's happening. So that's another way for immigrants to come over, usually illegals. He's doing a lot of backroom stuff, and I think there's a lot going on in the world that is using that as
a reason to
what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, this other one, as I said, I've just found it. It says Sadiq Khan, the Mayor of London, has called on Keir Starmer to fight the next election on the message that a vote for Labour is a vote to rejoin the European Union. So with all of this stuff, I voted Brexit. I don't believe it's been carried out. I don't believe it hasn't been carried out. And the problem...
You look at the Tories, sorry, just make this one point. When you had Boris and Sunak and all them lot, and Liz Truss was doing all them, she was the foreign minister at the time, I think, if I remember rightly. She was pushing all these trade deals through. They didn't go through the fine comb, so we don't even know what's in them trade deals in the first place.
Yeah.
So you got all them trade deals, like, right, so what we're losing, what are we gaining? And they couldn't answer because they didn't know. They just rushed stuff through. And that's caused problems.
I think a big problem with me with all of this is there are a lot of people that want to rejoin the EU. No doubt there is, of course. But the problem I've got with all of this is do we just, as soon as it doesn't go our way with something, do we just vote again until we get the win? That's how I feel with this. They've had it twice. It's not like people didn't have a choice. People had a choice twice in the last 10 years.
In my eyes, if we're at the EU, supposedly, if you won't go back in the EU, fuck off to the EU.
Yeah.
Because it'll drop the house prices down like a bloody bar one then.
Well, I mean, look at I don't know the excuses or the reasons for it, but you look at Spain in the last 6 months wanted to do their bit a little bit more and have welcomed in 500,000 migrants, and within a month of that are screaming out for help because it's gone absolutely into pandemonium and carnage. So if the EU is so wonderful and great, why does Europe look like shit right now? We've been watching videos on the channel, let's be honest, of Kurt Kaz, who does the cameras walking around, that fella. I think he's German. I love Kurt Kaz. I think he's cool. But he goes around, and we've seen the state of Paris. Paris used to be a wonderful city. I love Paris. Paris is a wonderful bloody city. But we've seen videos, no disrespect and blaming it on the migrants and all of that. It's on the countries for allowing this to happen. But you look at the state of Paris now, and it's like a slum. We watched the other one, I think it was, it might have been Frankfurt or Dortmund or one of those cities where he was walking around, and you had people just on the streets just shooting up drugs in the middle of the streets, needles and shit. And I'm like, Germany never used to be. Like Germany...
I think that was Munich, wasn't it?
Oh, it might have been, yeah. Germany... I've been Germany a few times over the years, and Germany is not a nation that takes light to having the piss taken out of them.
Yeah.
So to me, seeing that with my own eyes, I'm like, what the hell's happened to Germany? Like, Germany never used to take anything from anywhere. And I think it's only really Poland and Hungary that have shown their middle finger, really, and said, we're not allowing the EU to destroy our homes, and they've taken control of stuff.
And they're getting penalised for it as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of funds being taken away. But Poland's thriving. Poland is absolutely thriving.
They've got the right idea.
Yeah.
And was it Denmark that Starmer said he wanted to copy their immigration or whatever, because again, they've got it more under control. But realistically, the things that they're doing in those countries are pretty much the fucking decision mindset that we voted for in Brexit. That's what we wanted. That's what people were voting for, is for control of our borders. I don't care what anyone else says. I voted basically on that.
Yeah, I think we should be more like Poland.
Yeah. Take
not
control of
Denmark. But Denmark are quite soft, but Poland, hard stance.
Yeah, I'm
if
the
you've
same.
got no papers, you haven't got the correct papers, you ain't coming in.
Yeah.
And if you start throwing things at our soldiers, you will be shot.
Same as that scene in Indiana Jones 3. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm assuming that you have, when he's on the air balloon and he grabs a German and throws him out the fucking air. No papers. No papers. And they all just straight away. But that's how it's, because these people, I think, feel that they could take the piss. And again, it isn't the biggest problem of the whole country, but it is a defining factor as to what people feel, and a big subject of conversation.
Yeah. I mean, you went to another country illegally. You're not going to be allowed to walk the streets.
No. I wouldn't even dare. I mean, from what I can recall, I mean, I haven't been to Germany in sort of 10, 15 years. But the last time I was there, I was in a place called Bremen, which I love. I love Bremen.
Yeah.
And, oh man, I just love it. I was so, I won't get to it, but yeah, I was so misaligned with it just because of the war and everything. We hate the Germans hate us. So it took a lot to sort of get past that. And then once I see how people are, I'm like, they're not that generation. We're not that generation. Like, life goes on kind of thing. And I just remember being in Bremen and went to cross the road, and one of the guys with me, the German guys, can't cross the road now. No. Wait. I'm like, what? Like the jaywalking thing. And I still do it. I still do it in this country. I don't know why, but it's just kind of a thing I've adopted. Like, I go to cross the road and I'm like, nah, stop. It's not because of any law, but it's just something that kind of ingrained on me. And I'm like, I don't want to get fucking hit by a car anyway. But I'm saying that's the Germany I know. They've got rules that you follow. The same thing, rules that you follow. If you don't, you're arrested. To see the state that it's in now, I'm still kind of baffled and shocked to...
Well, the United States of Emirates and all the the rich countries there in the Middle East, they warned us. They said,
"Oh yeah, they did.
Terrorists in the next X amount of years are going to come from Europe, UK."
Yeah,
and they're right. We're breeding our own, and we're doing nothing about it.
Yep, I agree. Right, we'll move on to the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know what you think in the comments. As I say, don't forget, we're here every single Wednesday at 3 p.m. The next topic of discussion, again, I've got this. I don't know what or how much of this is true. This is just, again, sometimes we just throw things out there and just see where it lands. Scott Mills, who you know was sacked from, was it Radio 1? I think it was Radio 1, the DJ, the allegations or whatever in the late 90s. It says Scott Mills and the BBC are under fire after reports they're going to keep him on air despite a past police investigation. Is this a failure of accountability, or are people jumping to conclusions without the full context? And again, we can kind of bounce off with this with other people that this has happened with, because Russell Brand is another one that's blacklisted because of allegedly what he's done. There's been TV series about the assaults on women, Believe All Women and all of that sort of stuff without going through the process of courts yet. Is this another case with Scott Mills? Because we're only going by what we've seen in the media, and I'm personally not a fan of the guy anyway. I don't like him anyway, but that doesn't mean I think he should be sacked unless there is some sort of evidence or proof. But I believed that there was some sort of evidence.
We're now in the era, aren't we, where if you're accused, you're guilty.
Yes.
You've got to prove innocence. But even when you're innocent, it's staying with you for the rest of your life.
Yep.
You shouldn't be sacked for an accusation. It should be, if you're proven you've done it, you're gone. Suspend him if needs be until the investigation's over. Suspend him if needs be. But don't go sacking people because of, they said this, they said it's hearsay. Until something's been proven in a court of law or has been seen, video footage, photo evidence, whatever, some sort of evidence.
Do you think they should go through a process when, say, something like this has happened? Because I don't know the context of what exactly is true and isn't it. But let's just say, for hypothetical reasons, let's say he's been accused of abusing a boy. Let's just say he has. Should he have been suspended and investigated like they would do in a normal job, and then take it from there? Because that's kind of where I sit with it.
Yeah, it should be a police investigation straight away and suspended. You can't sack someone for something.
Yeah, of course. Having allegedly. Yeah.
Because then
I agree with
that. Then you can sue the BBC then if he finds it to be innocent.
Yeah, but that's kind of why I looked at it and I thought, well, they've got evidence then, because surely the BBC can't. Well, I mean, they are bloody idiots. We know they're idiots, but I'm thinking to myself that they've gone out and they've consciously made the decision to publicly sack him and have that in the media. So for them to do that, surely they would know, like you've just said, if this is bollocks and this isn't true, he's going to sue them because they've humiliated him in front of the world.
Yeah.
And he wins because, look, it's there in black and white on the front page of the papers.
Yeah.
So that's why I think I just assumed it's true, because for that exact reason, you don't sack someone without burning.
No. I mean, has he been sacked or has he been let go under agreement?
Well, but that's what I'm saying. They put on out in the they allowed it to go out in British media. He's been sacked. Right. So the BBC said that. The BBC said Scott Mills sacked. That's their statement. So for them to put that out, you'd think there'd be, what's the word, like a burning something of evidence, because even I know you can't fuck around with that.
I mean, BBC, we know they're very good at protecting paedophiles and all that sort of stuff anyway.
Yeah. Or they're just misunderstood. Massively.
But I don't agree with the fact that if someone's been accused of something, just because an accusation's been going around, it should be sacked. I don't agree with it.
I don't know. I don't agree with sacking. I agree with investigations. Suspensions or investigation, kind of like what they've done with other people, because I'm the same with Russell Brand, which kind of brings us onto the thing, because it's the same sort of subject. Russell Brand has been accused of so many things over the years, and there was, I think it was Dispatches or one of those TV, it might have even been the BBC that put out the documentary with the girls, silhouettes and all of that. He did this, he did that, and I go, okay. Now the thing is, it's not been in court yet, so I don't understand how. I know the media have got special privileges, but this is, I think, a problem with media in this, not just this country, but overall. They can do and say whatever they like because they're protected, because they're a national media organisation. So the BBC, for example, they could have said whatever. They could have said Russell Brand threw me off a mountain. It doesn't really matter. They can't do anything. Oh, well, the girl said it, so we've got to investigate it and say it on TV.
Yeah.
But if it does come out, like you say, when it goes through court, say it does come out. I'm not saying he is going to be innocent, but if he is, he'll take them to the bloody, you know what I mean?
Cleaners.
That's the one. Yeah. And that's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. I tend to do that on streams. I forget basic sentences. Take him to the cleaners. That's the one. I tend to do that a lot. But he will, because if he's not found guilty, that was you or me. If someone's accused me of that and you've put me on national TV with all these girls accusing me of something, and it's not proven, and I didn't do it.
Defamation straight away. It's slander and defamation.
And that's kind of the take I have on him. And it's maybe the same. I don't like Scott Mills, but I'm the same. I don't like Scott Mills at all. But
at the same time, you can't
tarnish someone until it's proven in a court of law. I that's how I am. But yeah, so that's we'll keep an eye on that, because again, that's going to be something ongoing. And as I say, Russell Brand, and that was going to be the next subject, Russell Brand, because they kind of go together. And it's happened to Tim Westwood. I think I don't know if he's been found guilty, Tim Westwood, but
I think he was, wasn't he? I could be wrong.
If he has, then good riddance or whatever. Mm. But it's happened to so many people over the years, as well as the bad people like your Jimmy Saviles and all that. That I think it happened to Matthew Kelly, didn't it? Stars in Their Eyes, and he didn't do anything. And it's like his life has been destroyed. Like
his whole career and everything,
it's gone. And it's like, I'm not okay with that. Why would you want to? Again, if you was him, why would you want to go and work for these media companies again, knowing full well you've given your lot? He was with them from when I remember as a kid, he was on kids programs and went through the ranks.
Stars in Your Eyes and all that lot. Yeah.
And then they just throw him to the wolves, and it's like, you didn't really have his back, did you? To get the truth.
You'd never show your face again, would you? You've been tarnished with that.
No, if you're him, fuck no. And that's got to be so degrading for the fella, knowing that he ain't done nothing. It's like, yeah. Again, when you see things about the epidemic of male suicide, I'm not saying it's because of this, because it's mental health and all these other things, but shit like that contributes to it. You know, false allegations go a long way to causing damage to people who haven't done stuff as well. So I thought I'd chuck that in there. But yeah, that's kind of the Russell Brand, Scott Mills topic. The next one, ladies and gentlemen, a UK woman losing 250,000 to fake celebrity scammers. Again, I don't know much about this. Has gone viral as a warning about online manipulation. So we could throw in as well, I mean, just online scammers, basically. How does something like this even happen? And are social media platforms doing enough to stop it? I think that's a difficult one, I think.
Oh, it's not really. If you're stupid enough to
follow a scam, it's not difficult. Whoa.
It's not difficult. I mean, I can understand if you're an older generation, like say,
that's where I was going to go. Yeah, that's where I was going to go. They all use
technology, so they don't understand the AI and stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like, you know, millennial, Gen X, and younger,
you should know better.
Yeah,
I think this is
probably... you look at it, even emails. You know what's your email sorts all these scams and stuff out itself. Say, right, that goes into junk because it's a scam. Right, if you're stupid enough, let's say my and your age, you know, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, then you shouldn't be on fucking social media because you're a fucking idiot. But,
wow.
Well, it's true.
Bit harsh though, isn't it?
It's a bit obvious. You don't click on an advert on any website.
Yeah.
But if you're an old generation, yeah, I understand. It's hard. They get scammed all the time because they used to just do phone calls or just letters.
Well, it says here, look, Jennifer Barton, an NHS healthcare professional who worked at Worcestershire Royal Hospital, has been forced to sell her house, car, and I thought it says and her children, and give her children to her father after falling for 6 celebrity romance scams. Well, she's fallen for it 6 times. She's clearly a bit of an idiot. Let's be honest.
No, she's a full-on moron.
Yeah, she's a moron. Yeah, I'm on the I'm not going to say I'm on the fence. No, I agree with you on this one. I think you're right. I think you've got to have your wits about you. I think the younger generation all knows what's going on, especially with social media, just because we had it back in the day with bloody Hotmail and all of that. You get some dude, Prince Jaffa Joffa from bloody Africa, sends you £1 million. You don't click the bloody link, mate, because that's a scam. Like
£700 and I'll give you $1 million back. And it's like,
yep. Yeah. So, and I think it's like you say, it's more the older generation. I've even said it to my folks as well. Even if you get an email from Virgin Media or Sky for your TV, anything like that, don't even reply to any of it. Just don't do it on the emails. If they want to speak to you and you've got a contract with them, they'll bloody ring you. They've got your number. Just don't entertain it.
They tend to send a letter out anyway.
Yeah, they do. There's something renewing or they've got an offer. Yeah, they send a letter out. But I think it's an older generation thing. Maybe one day that's going to happen to me and you, which will be funny. I could take my PC. My PC. I'm getting a new PC, by the way, guys. I'm really excited. Whee!
It's getting away from the crappy.
There's nothing wrong with an Apple Mac.
No, if it was that great, you wouldn't be buying a PC.
Yes, I would. Yeah, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I kind of would.
No, you wouldn't.
Well, that's the thing, though. I kind of would.
Why would you if you wouldn't need it?
Because they're for different purposes. No, they're for different purposes. They're for different purposes. I feel that when it comes to editing and visuals, the Apple Mac is superior. I believe that gaming...
Sorry, what?
So the next topic, ladies and gentlemen, Prince Harry is trending again over ongoing tensions with the royal family. I know you love Prince Harry and Meghan, not Markle, Merkel, Angela Meghan Merkel. Tensions with the royal family and debates about his role in the United Kingdom. Has he gone too far in speaking out, or is he exposing things people would rather ignore? I mean, I don't pay too much to Prince Harry in that.
I
didn't want him to marry that bird anyway.
No, I think all royals are irrelevant anyway nowadays because they don't do nothing for us, just selfish pricks. But Harry, I think he's doing a bit of both of me, and this I'm going to use what I know about the family against you until you give me what I want. I think there's a bit of that going on. But he's forced himself out of the family.
I think he's made a huge... Do you know what it is? I'm just going to say how I think. he's been. She must be good in bed. That's all I'm going to say. He must be so pussy whipped that you don't. I can't even get my brain around it. You're royalty, and you're giving it up for a woman. She's got to be good at something, mate. She has to be.
Yeah, because let's put it into context. If you're married into the royal family and you divorce, you get absolutely nothing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Nothing. Yeah, you get nothing because it's owned by the state, not by them.
So if William divorces, what's her name? She gets nothing.
She gets nothing.
Oh my goodness, that's not a great deal, is it?
Because everything belongs to the state.
Yeah. That's not a good deal for her, really, is it?
It's not a good deal for us either.
Well,
we're paying for them to live, the life of luxury.
Yeah, but I do like them too, mate. I do like a bit of Wills and Kate. Do you know what I mean?
But Wills is turning woke now as well.
You reckon?
Oh, massively. You look in the media, mate. He's doing the same thing as his dad.
Hang on. I guess we'll see, because I see a statement the other day and he said there needs to be a lot of change in this country. And I'm thinking, does that mean for the greater good, or does it mean for the mindset of his father's side? I don't know. I don't know yet.
Against his dad, is he? Let's be honest. Let me look at Harry.
Yeah, it's a dangerous one. I think with Harry, I remember watching that. I watch it because I'm one for the royals and all of that, and I believe in all of that tradition and stuff. But I do agree with you. Things are different since the Queen went. I think it's very, very different. I just had a love for her because my nan liked her, so it was just kind of a family thing. It was like, the royal family. And
she had her problems, but she was for the people.
I loved her, man. I loved her.
She wouldn't want any of this shit that's going on now. She wouldn't allow it.
God, no. If this was happening with Harry, fuck no. Yeah. None of this escalation and all this crap.
But you've got to remember as well, Harry doesn't belong to Charles.
I'm not getting into that.
I'll say it. You look at his real dad.
What, Spencer? I have no idea what you're talking about. What, Spencer? What's his name? Hewitt?
Yeah, the spitting image.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's why he's always been an outcast.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right, and there's probably things he knows that we don't know. So
Queenie treated him like her own. But yeah,
yes, I'm not.
Charles don't like him.
I think the reason I just didn't, I don't really pay attention to it too much. But the reason I don't like him is I just don't like the woman. I didn't know nothing about her. When the day they got married, I knew nothing about her. I didn't know she was an actress. I didn't know she was in TV.
She's an actress anyway.
Oh yeah, I didn't know nothing about her. Nothing. So I just watched the ceremony because I'm thinking, cool, ceremony, watch it, wedding, royal wedding, fantastic, great. And as soon as I looked at her, I'm like, nope.
She's a manipulative, horrible bitch.
That's how I look at it. And again, there's a lot of people that do stand up for it, but sometimes you've just got just that hunch of a feeling. And I've got that hunch of a feeling now.
I mean, you've got to remember that she's had his kids. So
if he leaves, he's fucked, isn't he?
Yeah. So he doesn't want to end up like, he doesn't want his kids to end up like how he is. So he's going to try and stay just for the kids.
It's funny as well, because when he was younger, he was the one who was more the trouble. I remember, seeing all the party pictures of him, naked and all of that. Like, he was a party boy, and I'm like, I liked him because of it. I'm like, there's a guy who's a bit more bloody normal. I was like, I like him.
Which is what Diane wanted. She wants both her kids to be normal.
And that's why I'm so surprised he's gone down this path, because it's like, mate, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
Well, didn't they both go to a state school as well?
Yeah, I believe so. But yeah, I don't know. I think she'll mug him off eventually. I think she'll mug him off.
Sure.
Here's one that I want to speak about a bit, because it's just, I like speaking about her. You know Sydney Sweeney, don't you?
Yeah,
Blondie.
Yeah.
Right, so she done that advert, the jeans thing. I've got good jeans, and that all got backlash. I think, was it Levi's or one of them?
Or Lee Cooper or something, yeah.
Yeah.
One or the other.
She says that ad backlash drama is resurfacing online, reigniting debates about marketing and public perception. Are brands pushing boundaries for attention, or are audiences becoming too quick to cancel people? So just to add on top of that with her, the girl, is it Don Johnson's daughter? I love her a bit, mate. Dakota Johnson, do you know her?
Yeah.
I love her. She's great, man. She just done another one for, I don't know if it's Chanel or one of those, but she's pretty much naked in the video with bits just covering her body parts.
She's been naked in all the films, hasn't she? So,
Her, right.
Yeah.
So I'm watching the advert that she's in. I'm like, bloody hell, this is a bit risque. Fucking go on, girl. But wicked. You know what I mean? She's playing the game the same way Sydney Sweeney is. And as I say, the question there are brands pushing boundaries for attention? But again, I see this as that they've been doing this since the beginning of time.
Yeah,
Marilyn Monroe, Pamela Anderson, they all done this.
Yeah, it's about promotion. It's about getting the attention. Going, oh, look at that. That's what sparks getting talking about their products and whatnot. It's going, oh yeah, Levi's. Oh Levi's. Oh Levi's. It's about that. They've always done it, but at the end of the day, celebrities do it for the money.
Yeah,
they don't care about anything else. It's for the money.
Do you know what? I love Sydney Sweeney. I know I'm a bloke, typical bloke, woman, big chest and all that. She's fucking lovely. I love her. The reason I rate her is because I don't look at her as this. With some women, and you can get the feminists come out. Well, it's taking advantage of women. I think she's taking advantage of Hollywood, and she's taking advantage of men because she knows what she's doing. She ain't an idiot. I don't take her for a dickhead. I don't think she's an idiot.
She knows what she's doing.
That's what I'm saying. There's a difference where you can see that with people that are manipulated. I look at her and I go, nah.
Don't forget, her mum's very close to what she does as well. So mum's always watching over.
Like Sydney Sweeney, I just see her, she'd have a fucking pint of lager and a shot and eat a kebab. I think she's that kind of bird. I do. I think she's that kind of bird. Kate Moss is that kind of bird as well. There's certain birds that they play the game in the industry, but at the same time, they know what they do. And there was another one years ago, not Kate Bosworth, not Kate Hudson. There was another blonde, like model, big-breasted bird about 10 years ago. And she was like, she got into Hollywood movies and all of that. And I'm like, no, she's doing the same thing. She ain't an actress. But she's like, no, all the blokes love me. I'm on the front page of all these magazines. I'm going to get deals with like Nike or Chanel or what. I'm going to milk it, get on everything, make millions and fuck off. And I'm like, fair play to her, man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel a bit like that with Sydney Sweeney. I don't think she's a victim in any of this at all. I think she's doing what the bloody hell she wants, and I think she will continue to do it.
Women have got more power nowadays as well. They've got more power nowadays. And blokes, let's be honest, they're too scared to try anything anyway.
Yeah.
You know, with the Me Too movement, rightly so, there should be a little bit of fear factor for protection, whatever. Shouldn't be getting away with stuff that they've done. But at the same time, you mentioned about cancel culture. It was too quick and easy to cancel.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Even a false allegation like Scott Mills, it's everyone's going, oh, this must be true because it's in the news on Facebook. It's like, yeah, but what do you know? What do you know? What are the facts? You're just reading what's in the paper or the bloody news. But that's load of bullshit.
That's kind of what I was saying to you on Discord earlier on. Like doing a YouTube, and if this ever got bigger, what's stopping right now? Say this got 1 million views. Say this got 1 million views. What is stopping some random girl from Newcastle saying I went up there and done something, and then reporting it to the police? I would have the police knocking on my door, and I would be arrested, and I'd be charged with something, and I'd go, I don't even know the fuck this woman. I've never even heard of her.
And you'd be in the paper.
And I would be in the paper, this person who's got 1 million views on this thing is that person. It doesn't matter whether I know her or not. I don't. And again, this isn't trying to disregard those that are in real situations. This is nothing to do with people that are genuine victims. This is nothing to do with that. But there is nothing that a man can do on God's green earth that compares to that. Like if me and you are sitting here now and thought, right, I want to destroy, if I was manipulative, nasty, and I wanted to do that to a female streamer, there's fuck all I could say. Like, what could I possibly say? Oh, there's a woman streamer that's done this. The police will just laugh.
Because go, you two pair of bastards. Shut up.
See? That's the difference. But the cancel culture thing, I agree with you. I think that's got way out of hand.
I think business in general is just too woke. And there's diversity, equality, and
inclusion. Diversity and inclusion. We've got to love it. That's TF's favourite.
Deport every immigrant.
Wow.
No, not everyone.
Not everyone.
It's not real good. But, it's getting too far now.
Yep, I agree. And so the last one I was going to jump onto, it's not even planned. I was going to talk about, there's one here about Jeremy Clarkson, but I'm like, I can't really be bothered about that. I'll quickly just graze over it. He's trending because of backlash over past comments. Should he be allowed on major platforms? I don't really care anyway, man. Like, he can do what the fuck he likes. He hasn't committed a crime. You know what I mean? It's just whatever.
When you can talk about transvestites and then brainwash kids into thinking the opposite sex, that's more dangerous than what he's saying.
Yeah.
So,
there you go.
Go fuck themselves.
Yep.
Excuse my French.
No, all good. What we can finish off, and we can go a bit more harder on this, I reckon, and I'll do the same with you for once. So over the weekend, I'll tell you what, let me get an article because it would be good if I read out what was actually said. Let's just read it out because I think it would be... Here we go. So this is from 2 days ago. And I know everyone's heard this story, but I think we can have a little discussion about it. Sadiq Khan's security has let everyone down, says man who found guns left by police outside the mayor's home. Now, I do believe the man found a bag of firearms outside of Sadiq Khan's home by armed police officers, and it was by the security team. The incident came to light last Friday night, happened earlier this week, and 5 people have been temporarily suspended from frontline duties while an investigation takes place. So, for me personally, I'm just going to say he should be under investigation as well, Sadiq Khan, for this, because you can blame the security and all of that. Look, man, I'm not defending them. That could have gone a hell of a lot worse. May have happened. I've never known anything like this to happen in this country. And considering this guy is a prim and proper, supposedly top bloke doing everything for the greatest city in the world because we're so wonderful since he's taken over, this is such a major fuck up. You can't, I'm sorry. No, he should be fucking fired. He should be removed from his position, and I don't give a shit who that upsets because can't even, it's just saying, you going into your job, I just look at it, at the end of the day, he's just a geezer with a job. If you went into your job and you left outside fucking bag full of machetes, I'm sorry, mate, you'd be going to jail. What's the difference? So whether that's on him or the company that supplied the firearms or whoever, he should be dealt with.
You've got to look at who the contracting firm is, how were they contracted, what qualifications got, where did they get them from, who were the people they employed, what qualifications they got, etc., etc. So it's open a whole can of worms, this has.
A whole can of worms that he's definitely not going to want asked.
But what sort of security firm? Now, I'm presuming they're going to be like ex-police or something like that.
Or forces.
Or forces, yeah. If you're ex-armed police, ex-forces, you're not going to leave a weapon lying around.
No.
Especially a bag of them. I mean, what they're doing in a bag in the first place.
It's something all very, very suspect about the whole bloody thing when you look at it.
You put weapons in cases. You don't put a load of weapons into one bag. You just don't. It's a no-go. That's something you do in the films.
Yeah.
You don't do it in reality unless you're a terrorist or something like that. So something's going on. It wouldn't surprise me if they left it for one of their mates and go, "Oh yeah, I'll drop outside of here. This is what we're going to be," and I'll do a drop off.
But even that shows gross negligence. You can't fucking something like that in this country. We don't have. For those listening, we don't have laws like the States where people are all armed. It's not like that in England. You can't carry firearms like that unless you're in that position. So,
what's the mayor's security doing with guns anyway?
Yep, exactly.
You shouldn't be having a firm with guns. I'm pretty sure you can't just go walking around carrying guns unless you're armed forces or
and you know
if you're the police.
And it makes me question, again, I weren't even planning to go in this direction, but it makes me wonder that was 2 days ago. It's now Monday night, and there's been no other news reports about it since 2 days ago. That's a big, big story. That's not a joke. That's a serious, serious scandal. That's a big bloody story. So it wouldn't surprise me if the government have been on the tails of these media things.
Starmer Bush is under the table. And he'll use the Iran war for it and the cost of living. Because he's gone back to the cost of living all of a sudden, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So he's using that now.
Yeah, focus on this. Yeah, and I think someone should... I mean, I'm just being biased. I just hate the geezer. I hate Sadiq Khan. I don't think I've ever hated anyone in power. I don't like Keir Starmer, but he's a weasel. Sadiq Khan to me is dangerous. He's dangerous. He's openly anti-British, and his rhetoric that he pushes and councils that he joins, I just do not think he's I think he's a dangerous, dangerous person in this country. I just don't like the guy.
The thing is, they're all corrupt and dodgy. All politicians, don't matter what walk of life they're from, they're all corrupt and dodgy. None of them are in there for the benefit of us.
Mm. What do you think would happen, hypothetically, if there was an election now? Do you think that Labour would win again? Do you think Reform would maybe get the win? Do you think the Greens would? I'm just saying, what do you think would happen?
I think it's a tough one because Reform get a lot of backlash now for being the Islamist party, aren't they? Because they're taking on a lot of
Yeah.
immigrants
They
and
are.
such. Assuming that his stance was, "Oh, we need to stop immigration, illegal immigration,"
and everyone they're hiring is. And again, at the start of it, it didn't really bother me because I like Layla Cunningham and I like a few of the others. But then I've seen some of the comments they've made in some of the interviews. I like some of the stuff they say. I'm like, yeah, great. You're standing up and saying they're saying what I think they feel we want to hear. They're saying what, you know what I mean? This is what those lot want to hear. So they're saying it, but they're making certain slip ups where Layla Cunningham came out and called, the Restore Britain with Rupert Lowe. They're the far right nationalists and Nazis. I'm like, Rupert Lowe, a Nazi? Are you having a laugh? Like, nah, you're not a good one,
for
love.
me, there is no far right anymore.
Nah.
What's happened is the right have gone more central. So Labour gone, oh, hang on, we're the same here. We've got to be different. So they've gone far left and they've gone extreme. For me, Reform are just another Green Party, but right winged or centre right, shall I say?
Yeah.
That's what they are. They're the same, but on the opposite spectrum. So you got the extreme left, which is the Greens, and then you got the centre right, which is Reform, because it's turning more left now.
Because it's not even when before all of that though, the ideas that he had when it was called far right, I don't even think controlling the borders and wanting to get to the bottom of the grooming gang things, like all of those things that we've been going on about for the last year or two.
Just labels.
But I'm saying, but even those topics of discussion, that shouldn't be considered far right. Like,
we want to facts.
Like we want to stop the abuse of kids by people who are illegal migrants. Oh, that's far. It ain't. It's not. It isn't, and it's. I don't even, like you say, I don't even know what far right. If someone come up to me and says, "Oh, I hate all black people and I hate all Asians, I want to kill," yeah, I'm against you, mate. You're a nutter. Like, I think that's fucking nuts. I don't think like that, and I don't think 99.9% of people that vote for Reform think like that. There might be one, but then you've got them in Labour, you've got them in Conservatives, which is why we've seen people losing their jobs, sex offences, racism, in all of those parties. It's no different.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close call between, because a lot of people are going to vote Reform because they're too busy looking at what Facebook and all that sort of stuff says about Reform. Like,
I think Conservatives are screwed. I think Conservatives are screwed.
Conservatives, they're gone. Forget them. They've gone. They ain't going to exist. It's going to be between Reform and Restore.
Greens. I do think a lot of people will vote Green. I hope not.
I think they'll take a fair few seats, but I don't think they're in the mix. I don't think they'll have a chance.
I think what will happen between now and the next election, I think he'll be gone. Zach Lansky won't be the leader because...
Well, he's upset the Muslim community, hasn't he, with that transgender LGBT stuff.
And that's who... Like, the thing is, when it comes to all of that with him, I've got no fucking problem. Mate, if you want to go on stage and dance like a bloody idiot, we've got no problem with that shit in this country. Do what you like, mate. I wouldn't vote for him. But if that's what you do and that's what that audience wants, cool, mate. Good for you. Like, fucking gay power to you. But it's the fact of the way they've gone around it to get the Muslim vote. And we all know, that Ali Muffin, the guy who won in, I don't know whether it was Leicester or wherever, come out doing the Allah Akbar thing and all of that. When they done that on stage with all the dancing, he was fucking gone, mate. He cannot be seen on stage with a bunch of gay people, trans people in drag and bondage gear doing that. He would be fucking lynched. He would be lynched by his own people for associating in that environment. Yeah. So it poses the question, which I've said before. I think he will.
I think Hannah Spence will take over Polanski.
I think they will push. They will want someone from that ideology to lead the party. She may do it to get her in to win. Then they will turn. I just know that. It's just like bloody common sense. Maybe I'm paranoid. Maybe I'm thinking, but it's just like you can see it in black and white. That's what's going to happen, and it's just happening in the way that you'd think it would happen.
Yeah.
They're going to.
I think Hannah Spence will get in because she's an easier target than Polanski.
Yeah. She would be more likable for the general public. Oh, look, sweet English blonde girl. Yeah, she's all happy, and that wins people's votes. But yeah, I think
even though she's a failed plumber.
Is she really?
Yeah. Yeah, she did degrees and stuff. Want to be a heat pump plumber. The
Okay.
business failed after a couple of years, and then she did nothing for 2, 3 years, and then become a politician all of a sudden.
It's
So
mad,
like,
mad,
yeah,
mad
yeah.
times that we're living in.
Yeah.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up there. That's gone very quick compared to what I thought. I thought that just seemed to fly by. That was an hour. That seemed to go very, very fast. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll wrap it up there. We'll be back again next week on Wednesday, whatever that date is from now, at 3 p.m. for more Pigs in Blankets. My name's Gavin Ramon, and this is Ben. You'd like to say your farewells, Ben?
Roger, Dodger, over and out.
See you guys next time. That was awesome.